Liz Truss will warn the Kremlin today to stop bullying Ukraine, as another 1,000 British troops are put on standby to fly to the troubled region. The Foreign Secretary will use talks in Moscow to warn Russia's Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov his country will face massive consequences for any incursion into its neighbour. Meanwhile, in a further indication of government concern over the threat of war in Europe, Boris Johnson will hold talks with NATO Secretary-General Jens Stoltenberg in Brussels today. He will announce another 1,000 British troops will be put at readiness for deployment to the region in the event that Russia invades. A source said the troops would support a humanitarian response in the region, should it be needed. It is understood they would be asked to help secure the borders of Ukraine's neighbors and build refugee camps in countries like Poland and Lithuania, with fears more than 1 million Ukrainians could flee any conflict. He will then fly to Poland to reassure allies they have Britain's backing against Russian aggression and call for the West to show solidarity with Ukraine, including supporting its right to aspire to membership of NATO in the future. The move comes amid fears French President Emmanuel Macron is pushing for a compromise with Moscow that would see Ukraine forced to loosen its ties with the West. Speaking ahead of today's visit, Mr. Johnson said, "As an alliance we must draw lines in the snow and be clear there are principles upon which we will not compromise." Ms. Truss arrived in Moscow last night, becoming the first foreign secretary to visit the Russian capital for more than 4 years. Today she will hold talks with Mr. Lavrov, one of Vladimir Putin's closest allies. She will urge him to take an alternative route, a diplomatic route, that avoids conflict and bloodshed, adding, "Russia has a choice which can result in a better future for Europe, Russia and the Russian people." A source added, "Liz believes we can make progress and resolve this through dialogue, but Russia must accept the fundamental principle that Ukraine is a sovereign country that decides its own security arrangements." She'll call out Russian bullying tactics and warn any invasion will backfire on the Kremlin, including the possibility that Nord Stream 2, gas pipeline, is cancelled. Defense Secretary Ben Wallace is also expected to visit the Russian capital in the coming days, to underline the West's resolve to stand up for Ukraine's independence. But Russia's ambassador to London, Andrei Kelin, yesterday warned the UK to drop its threat of severe economic sanctions or both politicians would find their trip ceased would be fairly short. Western leaders fear a buildup of 130,000 Russian troops on the Ukrainian border is the prelude to an invasion. Six Russian landing ships filled with tanks and troops yesterday assembled in the Black Sea to back up the land forces, heightening concerns.